Hello, Andrina. It's nice to be back.
And we have had some sunshine and a bit of interesting weather in between, some gales.
Just a little bit of interesting weather. That's one way of putting it.
So quite a lot of rain, which is not a bad thing for the garden.
We needed it because we had such a dry April that it was beginning to get to a stage of saying if we don't get some rain soon, we're going to have problems.
And now my butt's full, so I know it's gone well.
Excuse me?
I just hesitated for you there because I knew he'd have to say something.
He did, didn't he?
You have a very full butt, but I like it.
And it's very useful to have a full butt.
I have got a full butt. And we're going to talk dogs a little bit later on, but my dog always drinks water from the butt. He never has a tap. Gary's going to lose it. So
Stop it.
Shall we move on?
Shall we move on? Let's move on, Jill. So we are in the middle of May now.
We are, yeah.
And I know when we last spoke, there was a lot of mulching going on. Are we still mulching?
We're always mulching. Mulching is a good thing to be doing.
Okay.
Basically, any plants that you put down, if you can put a mulch around them, it means that you keep the water, the moisture that's in the ground there, and it means you don't have to weed around them quite as often.
Okay, I am a converted mulcher.
Good.
And it's all down to you, Jill.
Thank
you have
you.
Converted me to a mulcher.
Well, the other thing I'll convert you to is hoeing, if you don't already hoe.
I've got a very long hoe. Gary's gone again.
She's a hoe with a full butt.
Oh, no. I'm going to lose it in a minute. I have got a very long hoe, but I find it really hard to use.
I won't say anything about technique, I don't think.
Gina, will you get a grip, please? Come on. You're meant to be a professional here.
I'm not a professional.
Oh dear, shall I just carry on talking about gardens?
So tell me about mulching, Jill.
No, I think we've probably done mulching now.
I know, but it's a safe topic.
I think the point about mulching or hoeing is really that to keep the weeds away as much as you possibly can, to get rid of them as soon as you can, to either stop them growing in the first place. And I'm not looking at Trina because you're going to set me off in a minute now.
I'm going to be fine.
But just taking the heads...
I'm going to turn Drina's mic off until she recovers. Hang on a minute. Right.
Yeah, so just keeping on top of the weeds so that you stop any weed seeds spreading as much as you possibly can. So just taking the tops off annual seeds, but also trying to get rid of as many of the perennial weeds as you can.
Okay.
Because you don't want them to come into flower.
I'm back in the room. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Well
fine.
done, Drina.
Professional. So we are getting to a bit more of the fun stuff, aren't we? Well, in my idea, the fun stuff. I'm starting to see hanging baskets and bedding plants and things getting out there. Are we meant to be doing that, or are the shops just getting us all hooked in?
Well, you can start planting up baskets, but to be safe, you need to keep them under a bit of cover with a bit of protection because there is still the chance of frost. In fact, they do say there's going to be a frost tonight.
No.
Yes.
What, a proper deep frost? Or
hopefully not too deep.
No.
Just be a ground frost, but we've brought some of our plants back under cover for tonight, and then I'll take them out again tomorrow.
Okay.
I think some of the shops do tend to bring them in a bit early.
Yes, but, yeah. I mean, my mum's was going, not yet.
No, they do say end of May.
On the baskets, what kind... Because I'm not very good at watering my baskets, Jill. I have to be honest, I sometimes forget to
Not
do
a
them.
good idea.
Which of the plants are best suited for my kind of gardening, where they might just... Because there's petunias.
I won't say plastic ones, but...
I don't know, Gary's making up his own jokes back there, which is making me worse. Anyway,
I think
don't look at me, Drina, please.
petunias, for instance, they seem to just go really quickly.
They do, yes. I mean, putting in things like fuchsias is not a bad idea. You can get away with leaving them for a little bit longer. Maybe some lobelia.
Yeah.
But if you have a problem with remembering to water, do add water retaining gel to your planting mixture. So as you're planting up, make sure you've got a good quality compost. Don't go for the cheap stuff because it's not worth having.
Right, so what constitutes a good quality compost? Because, you just see these great big sacks around the garden centres and they're all price per 3 bag, and you never know which ones.
Generally, it is a case of you get what you pay for.
Right.
So if you go for a 3 for £10, the chances are they won't have an awful lot of feed in them. What you're looking for is something that's got some additional feed.
Okay.
Some of them will also have water retaining gel in them. But yeah, if you add...
What's your favourite compost? You're allowed to say, because we can do what we like on here.
Well, we actually stock 2 sorts of compost. We've got an Erin multipurpose compost that's got a certain amount of feed, but we also have one that's got an additional slow-release fertiliser, which is called Humax, which is slightly dearer, but it is a good quality, and it does make a difference.
Okay, so in terms of other things to get along with, I'm looking around the garden, and there's things like my lavender is still there's bits of woody bits on the top, and I didn't know whether to cut it in the winter or what to do. And I've got roses that are like very long, like climbing roses. Am I allowed to? Which ones? What am I allowed to cut, and what am I not allowed to cut?
Probably you're getting close to being late for pruning your roses.
Right.
If you could probably still just about get away with your climbing roses. You may delay some of the flowering on them.
Okay.
But
just leave them alone and tie them up.
Tie them up for this year.
Okay.
The lavender, any dead bits, cut those off.
Okay.
You can prune back lavender reasonably hard, and it'll start to bush up from the bottom.
Okay. We're just doing Andrina's garden now, okay?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Carries. I've got a Fitatina, a Red Robin. But it's done as a standard.
Right.
And I've got 2. One of them's amazing, glossy, looks lovely, and the other one's looking very sad and poorly. Any clues? Putting you on the spot now.
You are putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, Fitinias are usually pretty hardy things, and will withstand a lot of wind, rain, shade, sun.
It's been in the pot forever. I don't know whether that's...
Have they both been in pots for the same length of time?
Yes, though. Well, maybe I took one... Yeah, I might have moved on.
It could well be that if it's looking sad, it does need to be repotted. Okay. Because after a while, the roots are just going to get bigger and just no feed. But first of all, try giving it a bit of extra feed. Put some fertiliser on it.
So, in terms of what else we can be getting on with, have you got any handy hints?
Well, cut back some of the early flowering perennials, so things like the Aubrietia have just about finishing flowering.
Okay.
Cut those back, and then they'll flower again better next year. The bulbs, you can probably get. We talked last time about
and I've got
daffodils.
No tulips that are just stalks, and daffodils that are looking rubbish.
Daffodils, you can just about get away with cutting down now.
Okay, I'll wait till after this frost, shall I?
That won't make an awful lot of difference. With the tulips, take out any the flower stems, leave the leaves for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
With tulips, some of them tend to come back the following year, but some of the sort of fancier varieties don't. You might need to treat some of them like an annual. So if you want to dig them up, dig them up.
Okay, cool. We're getting ruthless with our plants.
You can, yes. You can also start, if you've got things that are going to be quite tall, start staking those now.
Okay.
And then that will disguise some of the things that you're using to stake when they actually start flowering.
Now, we are going to talk potatoes in just a second.
Fair enough.
But can I just ask you about tomatoes first? Because I've been sent a sachet of seeds. Is that too late, or is it?
No, you can still plant tomato seeds.
Okay.
You're going to get quite a lot of them. I hope you like tomatoes.
I don't like tomatoes at all, actually. They make me gag.
Well, then hopefully you've got lots of friends and
other
family
people
who like
tomatoes.
Yes.
You're not meant to eat them whole, though.
Thanks,
Why not?
Little baby ones you can.
You can.
That's the only way I can eat them.
Yes, yeah.
And anything else we can be planting now, vegetable-wise or salad-wise?
Absolutely loads.
Okay.
Yes, there's most of your salads and vegetable plants can go in.
And is that, I mean, I don't know anything, Jill. Is that outside or is that in undercover?
It will be a mix. At the moment, most things you're probably going to want to start off undercover.
Okay.
There are some things, though, that you always plant straight into the soil, like carrots.
Okay.
Don't like being transplanted, but it's a little bit early for those.
Okay. And, right, let's talk potatoes.
Potatoes, yes.
What is earthing up?
Yes.
Yes. You can tell I know exactly what I'm talking about here.
Right. The way potatoes grow is they grow off roots. So you've never grown potatoes?
No, I've seen them growing.
Right. Yeah. Very often, if you've got potatoes at home in a cupboard, they start to sprout.
Right.
I don't know whether you've had that.
Yes,
certainly mine do. Yeah. That's what you want from a potato that you're going to plant, because those little sprouts will produce roots, and off those roots you get all your new potatoes.
Right.
What you want to do is get as many of those as possible. So if you pile earth on top of those to make a little mound, that's what earthing up is.
Lovely.
So you're covering them as much as possible.
Now I know. Well, I can't believe it. We have just run out of time already, which is unbelievable. That was quick. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're coming back in June for our June update. Thanks very much, Jill. In a few moments we'll be joined by the fabulous Sheena, but first, do we have a song, Gary?
We have got a song. I really enjoyed that conversation. I've learnt a lot about gardening. We've got a song from a local artist. It's a band called the Sweeney Todd Band. So it's a local artist, and it's called Tracks of Love.
Join me, DJ Darren Hoy, each and every Wednesday, like clockwork, 9 through to 11 p.m, for the Reggae Takeover. The Reggae Takeover delivering you everything from pure snap, crackle and pop warmth of the vinyl Pure 45 to fresh from the yard tunes never heard anywhere in the world, trust me. So join me, DJ Darren Hoy, with the Reggae Takeover live each and every Wednesday, 9 through to 11 p.m, live on Seclo Sound. Fill your heart with sunshine and enjoy.